Friends, it's been another awesome month for building the blog, and I want to talk to you and recap the month. I've got a couple of huge takeaways from this month I'm going to share with you. Got a fresh cut? I'm ready to go. Now, if you're just joining in with us, guys, it's not just like a monthly recap. I've got this big project going. So like, I've got a huge goal to get my websites to get to 1 million page views. And I have exactly 2 years to reach that goal. So I've got 77 weeks to go on the road to 1 million. The road to 1 million. Y'all knew I had to. All right, let's get right to it. And know this, that you can ask me anything, any questions that you have, put them down in the comments. I answer every question. And if you have comments and you're ahead of me in the building sites game, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I wanna interact with you as well. If you need a little something to get you going, here's a picture of my dog Oreo. All right, so I've got 5 sites that we're dealing with here. BrooksConkle.com, themobilerundown.com. Those you can actually type in, go to them. You can see what I'm doing. I'm in the process of rebuilding Brooks Conkle. The Mobile Rundown was recently rebuilt. You can see what I've got going on there. Then we've got 3 other websites. We've got Bobo Cheeto, Mamacita, and the newest one is Cheers to That. So Bobo Cheeto is in the sports niche. You know what I'll do is next time I'll update these and have that in parentheses. So sports niche, Mamacita is in like health, and Cheers to That is in the food and beverage. Let's call it the food and beverage niche. Okay. All right. So Bobo Cheeto, here's what we've got. Recap over the last 6 months. So what I'm going to start doing is putting the last 6 months of the Google Search Console chart, just so you can see what's going on. Not a ton of activity, although it's exciting to start to see it grow, right? This is after months, right? Also new in this project, I'm gonna share you, I've built out a this general chart that shows, I'm looking to the left because it's on the screen over here. It shows the ages of these sites. So not only can you see the last 6 months, so this is in January to now, but we can also see that this site was started in April of 2021. So you can see it's almost like, I mean, it's a little over a year old. It's got 59 articles on it. And so, you know, it's not even at the 100 article mark. It's kind of just growing slow and steady, but we're just now starting to see some traction here. So it's pretty cool. I'm totally cool with that. This site is only costing me money. It is not making me money. So here's site 2, Mamacita. Same kind of gig here. Site costs money, not making me money. This site started, looks like I started October of 2021. We've got 25 articles. A lot of room to grow here, but it's got 77 clicks. So let's see, what did the other one have? 191. Yep. So these two are both starting to get their articles indexed in Google. Google's seeing the articles, and it's actually starting to rank some of them, and they're getting a few clicks, and people are seeing these articles. I'm excited to see where these go over the next 6 to 12 months. So site number 3, the Mobile Rundown. So cool improvements here. So the domain rating went up to 16, and that's from 15 from 11. Now what is this? It's an arbitrary figure that Ahrefs gives you for a website. It's a way to rank sites. Is it the end all be all? Absolutely not. But I mean, I guess anytime your domain rating goes up in their eyes, that's, you know, it's a good thing, right? I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing for it to go up. So here's the last 6 months from it. So 58,000 clicks. You can see this crazy spike here. This is during Mardi Gras of 2022. It actually started in our city, so people are looking for parade schedules, and we got, you know, thousands of visits a day. The site was not even monetized with ads at that point, actually, but now it is monetized with ads, which is pretty cool. I met the threshold for Mediavine sometime after this point. So thanks to Mardi Gras for kind of giving the site a boost and getting us to become approved with Mediavine. And here you can see earnings in May from Mediavine. Oh, okay, so I rewound. I think I have both included so we can compare. So 371.39. I mean, not bad at all. Where previously we were making $0 in ad revenue. June was down a bit, 336.21. So totally cool. I'm totally happy with that. It's still kind of steady. We're continuing to put out content. We put out a number of articles this last month on that site, and we'll continue to do so. And that's actually going to be a part of the big takeaways that I'm going to have at the end. That a couple of huge things that I was like, wait a minute, like kind of some light bulb moments. All right, so here's Brooks, my main site, my personal brand. The last 6 months, almost 500,000 clicks, which is really cool. You see kind of a steady downtrend in traffic. One of my partners that works with me, she was very worried about this, and it is bothersome. It is worrying. Of course, you always want your traffic to only go up, but I just don't think it's necessarily the case. Your traffic's going to fluctuate. It's not always going to go up, but we've kind of had a steady downward trend over the last at least 4 months for sure, which is not exciting, but I'm okay with it. Like, we're continuing to put out great content and continuing to try to get better and improve and just keep trucking forward. So DR went down 152 from 53. But June, so we had 23 new articles published. This is I wouldn't say it's a record, but that is definitely a big month. We had a big backlog of articles that we had written and that had not yet been formatted and weren't ready. But we got those published in June. So that's huge for us and for our team. Earnings, see $2,700 in May from ad revenue directly. June, okay, so that was May. So June, $2,500. So not, based on the amount of traffic that went down, this is not a huge decrease in ad earnings. I would argue. Probably, I haven't done the math to correlate it with to try to figure out how much did our traffic fall versus these earnings. But if I had to guess, my gut says that the fall is not as drastic as the traffic decline in the website. So, I can dig in later. Maybe we can figure out why that is. Maybe some articles that weren't as profitable for ads, for example, are the ones that declined. That's just one thought off the top of my head. And I don't even know if it's super important to figure that out as I'm thinking out loud. Do I want to put my energy into trying to figure that out? I don't know the answer. But here's the income. So starting back, so August 2021 was the first month that I got really close to making $1,000 a month. And I remember, man, I was so excited that month. I just remember being like, man, dude, I almost made $1,000. And it was the first month that I'd actually calculated what I was making, because I knew that I was starting to make a little bit of income. And so I said, man, I should probably count this up at the following month. Let's recap. And so, but here we are. You can see June, $7,304. So I knew that it was going to be a decline for May. In fact, I thought May, I don't know if you watched last month's video, but I thought May was going to be a decline from April. It turned out to be a greater amount in May. And part of that is because of a large sponsorship deal that I did, an annual deal, but I got paid in May. In June, I also includes part of a sponsorship deal. I thought it probably would be lower than April as well, but it also includes a sponsorship deal. So the ads, is $2,500. I think the sponsorship deal was a little over $3,000, and the remaining would be from affiliates. So it's kind of the three categories where currently I make the bulk of my income for that specific website. All right, so I'm gonna get to takeaways in just a second, those big takeaways I was talking about. But this is definitely exciting for me, that the system that I've created with my team to kind of move things through, it's working. Now, one of my lead writers, she got sick, so that slowed, it stopped us. And so we're both trying to figure out, okay, cool, how can we have this thing and make sure that it works? Even if you're sick, or even if I'm sick, or if anyone on the team, how can we make sure that the process keeps going? And that's difficult to do when you have a small team. It's probably easier to do when we have a bit of a larger team. But those are definitely things to work on. But the fact is that the system it's working out. Now, site traffic continuing to go down. Obviously, that's not exciting. No one likes to see that, but I'm okay. Like I told my team member, let's look for patterns. Let's see what we can see, and if we can make adjustments, let's do it. But otherwise, let's keep trying to get better, keep improving, keep putting out the best content that we can. And I'm completely happy with that if we do that. So, those big takeaways. All right, let's talk about those big takeaways. The first big takeaway is that it's that whole argument about links. Do I build links? Do I just write content? Do I just write great content and then it gets links? The answer, I think, is yes. And I'll put up this. Here's a little piece from this guy, Ted, that's on. I know he's sold at least one site, maybe a few, for in the six-figure range. Smart guy. Yeah, I follow a bunch of SEO folks on Twitter, and I enjoy kind of just reading what they put out to see if maybe I'll learn a little additional nugget. If there's a third takeaway, that's it. Always be learning, right? But I think the answer is yes on building contents and building links, and I think it goes to also building out your brand in a even larger way, like writing a book, having a podcast, having a YouTube channel. All that goes into building a business, right? Like an actual business brand. And links is a part of that. Like YouTube, I'm sorry, not YouTube. Google only has a few ways to know if you're relevant or if you're important. I mean, they can look what's on your page. They can kind of know who you are through EAT. Should they trust you? Are you an authoritative figure in the space or whatever? They can look at the structure of the website and say, okay, cool. How's this content written? And say, yeah, we should rank it for X. But then there's the links, right? Like if people are linking it to your site, it's a vote for your site. It's saying, oh, this is good information and we want to promote it. And so Google sees that, right? They can measure that. So I think it's all important. So that's my first huge takeaway. My second big takeaway of the month is when you think that you are out of content for your site and you're like, man, I have covered all the topics. I can promise you there's a lot more to write about. So with my site, The Mobile Rundown, I thought about a year ago that, man, I think we've basically covered everything for my city that's evergreen that I want to cover, all the topics that I want to cover. And I thought, okay, cool, there's gonna be a ceiling for this. Then I started realizing, oh, I ranked for something in my state, not just for my city. Well, that opens up a lot of categories. Then I keep thinking of more business categories and more ideas that I can write about on this website, and the ideas just keep coming. So we've probably got 50 to 100 ideas that will be coming up that we'll be writing about. If you think you're out of ideas, just stay patient, keep brainstorming, stuff will come. Now, next up, watch this video on why the heck I'm doing this thing in the first place. You can get a better understanding, and don't forget, you can ask me anything down in the comments. I love to interact down there. Peace!